If you love music, then do more than just listen. Connor's Music.
All right, welcome to John Connor's Live. It's September 18th, 2024. How's everyone doing tonight? Make sure you throw in the comments how you're doing. Say hey. Let me know how you're feeling. I'm gonna just take my light down a little. Oh no, not that color. There. All right. I see you're watching. Say hey. We want this to continue to be a live and interactive show, and that requires your participation. So I picked a new product that arrived at the store to demo tonight. I picked out a couple of tunes. I had everything opened. I actually practiced it yesterday. I was pretty excited about that. And then I completely forgot 2 of the 3 songs I was going to play. And it hasn't come back to me yet. So we'll see as the show goes along if I'm like, yeah, that, or I pulled up a couple of other backup options. But regardless, we're going to chat about this cool pedal. I've run it with my amp, so I can show you that and how it affects that. And I've got a cool guitar, an Ibanez here. Look at that. Is that a view? And I'll tell you why I picked that one too. So lots in store for you tonight on John Connor's Live. And we'll start off by saying hey back to a couple of people like Dan. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for saying hey. I appreciate that. And happy Wednesday to you, Adam. We got like first and third Wednesday. Happy first and third Wednesday. Happy John Connor's Live Day. We have fun doing this. And I have the most fun. There's a radio show I listen to sometimes when I'm driving. It's Kelly Cutrera, and she's on the fan. No, not on the fan. On Talk 640. And you might be surprised, like you're like, you listen to talk radio, you're a music lover. But once in a while, I need to like shut it off and just listen to somebody talk about the problems of traffic in the city or something like that. Anyways, at the end of every show, she goes, I couldn't do it without you, and I wouldn't want to. And I think what a neat way to wrap up a show, to really recognize that, you know, it's really about the audience and the interaction with the audience. It's a call-in show, right? So anyways, if you find yourself driving and you want to get some cool, I like her perspective on things, and listen to Kelly Cutrera on Talk 640. And if you call and say, oh, John Connor's Live, he recommended it, then maybe we'll get a shout out there. That'd be fun, right? Anyway, so that's my thoughts on that. Let me tell you about the pedal. Let me tell you about the amp. And then we'll do the tune I prepared, and then we'll go from there. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for saying hi. We got viewers on Facebook. We got viewers on YouTube, and I've got a check mark that we are streaming on Twitch. So you never know. Somebody might say hey from Twitch, too. That'd be fun. So the pedal is the new Boss BP-1w booster preamp. This is a Wazacraft pedal. Meaning it is actually made in Japan, which is where the company it was founded many, many moons ago. So they build their higher end stuff there. So the Wazacraft stuff is built there. So this is a step up pedal in the line. And you'll see as we go along here that it performs that way. So that's kind of a neat thing. And the idea with a booster or preamp, and this is one of those pedals that like a lot of the kids will come in, they want to get their first pedal. And sorry, I do want to quickly throw this up here. I agree with listening to Talking Cleanse. I enjoy listening to my podcast with my morning coffee. There you go. So it's funny, like with all the, you know, technology, different ways. I'm super old school in my car, and that's when I listen to talk radio. So I actually throw on the radio station because I'm like radio station CD still. But I imagine like the next time I have to upgrade the vehicle, I'll be going into the more digital age, I imagine. Unless I get really stubborn, and sometimes I can be. But I really appreciate that, Danielle. Same vibe. Music lovers unite. It's okay to once in a while take a break from listening. And that way, when you listen, you can tune in, right? Like I find, and I don't think anyone that's commented so far would be part of this category of people that music is just a background thing to them. But there are people out there that they just want it in the background. Like if I was at a party with my guitar and I started playing a song, they'd start chatting. They'd turn like, oh, he's kind of loud. I wanted to talk with my, you know. So, and that's cool. Like everyone enjoys music in their own way. So for those of us that music is something you actively listen to, that takes energy. So it's nice to take a break. So there we go. So the pedal. So why it doesn't get first chat about is it's not going to be the first thing you get. A booster pedal is something that is going to correspond well with either other pedals or an amp. So if you're looking for that first sound, this isn't likely it. I only run a couple of pedals when I gig. I'm not one of the big pedal board guys. But what I found was my tube amp that I've been gigging with now for a while, and I don't want to change because I'm stubborn, really responds well to a little bit of clean boost in front of the slightly overdriven channel. Like, so I've got a clean channel on this amp and an overdrive channel 2. And I like to set the gain low and just get it, well, like this. So you can hear that little bit of growl. So this amp, it's not like it needs something. I think that's a great, put a little thumbs up and think, yeah, that's a pretty good guitar tone. I'll give you a little more sample here, okay? So. I'm just at the middle pickup here. How does that sound at home? Does it sound real good? Following my bridge pickup. So I got a couple of thumbs up there, a couple of hearts on the guitar tone, so I will take that. So it sounds great on its own. The pedal, see, there we go. Sounds great here. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to do a share screen. I've thought about this, and I should have set this up before, so you can see a picture of it, because I don't have a second camera, which I should when I'm doing pedal. You guys go ahead and say, like, you should have this in a second screen so you can see the pedal active and what it's doing. So what I'm going to do is share screen, okay, and I'll add a screen of the picture of the pedal so you can see it here. All right, share. What's that look like? Yeah, there you go. So this is the booster pedal. And so I just plugged my guitar in here into the input, and I run a second cable from here out to the amp. And right now it's not doing anything. I don't have it on at all. In this picture, they show the level at 12 o'clock and the gain at 12 o'clock. So, centered. And this little notch on NAT for natural. And so right now I've got it on natural, but I've got my level set a little up and the gain up just a little bit. And let's hear what that does now. So here's that tone again. Okay, and then with this on now. So just a tiny bit extra off. A tiny bit extra oomph. And even though that feels like that's just a little different, you feel it, that extra boost, that extra warmth of tone. So again, off, on. So that's enough for me to say, hey, I really like that, right? So Jay says, Ibanez Tube Screamer or Metal Zone MT2, the first pedals for me. And this is a great example. Like, the Metal Zone is a distortion pedal. You click that on, you're right into 80s hair metal and later. and Tube Screamer, classic pedal as well. So those are great examples of pedals that, and you can put a clean boost in front of either of those, and they'll do similar enhancements like what we're hearing to the overdrive channel of my amp. It will take one of those pedals and give it a oomph. So thank you for that, Jay. I appreciate that. Maybe a little Neil Young feel to it. Yeah, you know what? And maybe, you know, it's funny, when I was looking at songs, I looked at doing Rockin' in the Free World because I've got that kind of tone going. And then for whatever reason, I was like, something else. But since you mentioned it, I haven't practiced it, but I'm going to do Rockin' in the Free World. So because of that great comment. So I'm going to move this out here. I'm going to turn on the pedal just on the natural setting for now. Then we're going to look at those toggles in a sec. And we're going to put this right in the center. I'll tell you about this guitar quickly too. Sorry it's so gear heavy today, but this is a 5-way selector with 2 humbuckers. So for those of you who are like Les Paul guys, you'll be like, what? That makes no sense. So when we're in the neck position up here, we've got this pickup active. When I move one over, it goes to, this one goes to a single coil. When I go center, which is what I'm going to do for this song, we're going to have both humbuckers active, nice big wide sound. Then one more slide over, that turns the bridge pickup into a single, like treats it like a single. And then one more over is bridge in humbucker, like your lead on a Les Paul would be. So sorry for those Ibanez fans, and I'm relating an Ibanez to a Les Paul. But this guitar does it all. So you get 5-way selector there. Plus, it's gorgeous. Anyways, okay, so I'm going in the center. I'm going to do Rockin' in the Free World, and then we'll keep chatting about this pedal and how it affects the amp. All right, here we go. Perfect time.
Colors on the street, red, white, and blue. People shuffling their feet, people sleeping in their shoes. But everyone inside on the road ahead, there's a lot of people saying we're better off dead. Don't feel like saying it again to them, so I'll try to forget any way I can. Keep on rocking in the free world. 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 I see a girl in the night with a baby in her hand. On her own street light near a garbage can. Hey, wants to get away, and she's gonna get in. She ain't her life, and what she's done to it. They're on the road, and they never go to school. Never fall in love, never get to be cool. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Right. A little Rockin' in the Free World. Thanks for that Neil Young reference there. Yeah, great tune. It's one of those, I think I skipped over. I'll tell you my little reason why I skipped over it. Is that when the band I'm in, the Connors Brothers, when we do Canada Day gigs, in which we play Canada Day every year for the last 20 years, we do 100% Canadian content in our shows. Whether it's our own original stuff or covers, everything's Canadian made. And of course, Neil Young, Canadian artist. So he's made it into the set for sure. We'll go see other bands, like, the next band up after us or whatever. And I totally get, like, doing all Canadian content or doing lots of Canadian music isn't everybody's shtick. And they can still play on Canada Day and play Chili Peppers and whatever else. But it's almost like this is the token Canadian song they'll do on Canada Day. So we typically won't do this tune because, like, everyone else is going to be playing Rockin' in the Free World on Canada Day because it's the, oh yeah, let's do Neil Young Rockin' in the Free World. Anyways, that's my little, just maybe I got a little cynical over the years. I went, oh, learn a few more Canadian tunes. Up your Canadian content, write some tunes. But I get it. So I'm not being critical. I'm just sharing my experience with the tune over the years. So you can see it really ramped up the tone, like nice and full sounding. So again, I'm going to bring that picture up again. Let's add that to the stage. Add it to the stage. This is our booster preamp that we're showing off today. Before I get to that, I want to respond about Matthews. What do you think as Matthews as captain? And I felt like we chatted about this a couple of weeks ago. I don't have an issue with it at all. I feel like John Tavares handled the whole handoff with great leadership and experience. And Matthews is he's clearly a team leader, and I hope he goes out and scores 70 goals and leads the team to glory, not just first round play. So I think it was good time for some changes to happen. Some will argue not enough, but I think I'm excited about this year's team. We've got a great defensive core. Maybe some question marks at goalie, but I'm excited about Joel Woll if he can stay healthy. And up front we got some firepower. So hopefully Austin leads the charge. Fair enough. We'll leave that for Leafs talk because we're still in preseason and lots of other things going on. For example, like on this booster preamp pedal, I've got this little switch here, natural RECE, and I had to do a little reading on it because I was like, what's this for? So what it turns out is that the RE is the RE20. I think there's a good picture of it here. I can show you. It's the preamp section of the RE20 or RE201. Sorry, there you go. Space Echo, and then the chorus ensemble. And so it's not, to clarify, you're not getting an echo and a chorus effect built into your booster preamp, but they grabbed the pre-section, like the make sure I got the right wording here. I'm going to call it the preamp section of these pedals, and they're right here on this switch. So that's kind of a cool added thing. So it changes the tonality of our boost. So I'm going to show you that now, and then we'll pick one for this next tune. So let's go to the RE first. So I've now switched it over to the RE. Same on the middle pickups. Then I'll go back. There we go. Back to RE. So a little lower growl in there. Nothing significant. Again, like you can change this and change the gain on the pedal. I've left it the same all the way through this so far. Now let's go over to the CE side and see what that's on. Come back to natural. This is a little brighter, and then the CE sitting in the middle. And the RE does have a cranberries vibe for sure. Like if I did this and I went. Maybe a little more like take the gain down. Again, now if I take the pedal off and I try to do that same thing, it's much thinned out, you know. On, more sustain, I'm finding. You can just make all your gear that you currently already have and like the tone of, make it come a little more alive, which I think that's an exciting prospect. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to do another tune for you. This is a kind of bluesy tune, so I'm gonna take the gain down a smidge, and I'm gonna go to the CE because I thought I don't want the too dark sounding boost, and let's see how that works. Let's still turn it on. Here's it without on. It's tight too, eh? Kind of a fun day with the booster pedal. Last year, rocking my way, couldn't get much higher. The after pasture, I think it's safe to say it's time to open fire. And we don't need the latest crying, 'cause the story's sad. Oh, 'cause the Rocky Mountain way is better than the way we had. Well, he still sits and he's still in the side, treating it every day. Says it doesn't matter. Well, the pieces are loaded, it keeps easy fine. Till you play by play, it's time to change the matter. And we don't need the latest pride, 'cause the story's sad. Oh yeah, 'cause the Rocky Mountain way is
better than the way we end.
Well, that was fun. I'm digging this tone. I'm digging what we got going on here tone-wise. And I appreciate comments like this. I also appreciate comments like this. Go get yourself a Matthews captain jersey. I am going to still wear my Tavares captain jersey, but not because I think he should still be captain, but just I want to recognize his leadership skills as well. And I believe he's going to be wearing the A, I've heard. And Arnold says hi. Hi, Arnold. Thanks for tuning in. We're having fun here, checking out the new Boss BP-1w booster preamp. We're using this Ibanez guitar in through my trainer amp, and it's pushing it nicely. So, oh, and Dan, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've got like a short other tune I want to share with you, but I just want to go through a couple other little sounds that you can get out of it. So again, I think I told you earlier, I set the level just slightly up. So that way, if it was off, there it is. And I turn it on, and the volume goes up along with pushing all that tone, right? But if I'm going to turn the level down, it's just below 12 o'clock. And if I'm off, you see it really isn't moving the needle up, but the tone still changes. Right, Steve? Rock and roll. So that's always an interesting thing to think about. Like if you're using your boost as a solo boost, you could do that. But what I might find is that I like the tone all the time. I end up leaving it on a lot. So there, now it's at the same level. I'm not just trying to make things loud. On my amp, I have a boost above and beyond that overdrive channel. Now I find it gets grittier too. So here I am just on the channel 2 with the booster on with the level under 12. Now with my solo, like not solo, on my amp. So that would work really well if I have my rhythm tone, and then I want to go to the solo, and I've got it all with the boost on all the time to get the tone I want. So there's just another thought on that. And just the last little bit, so I'm running a 2-channel foot switch to do those changes on my amp. That's all down here. And then the boost pedal, that's it. Nothing else in front of it. And then I just mic'd it up. You can see the mic stand sticking out there. Hold on, let me get it out of the way. You can see the corner of my amp there. It's the Trainer YCB 80Q. And then I've got it mic'd up with the Aston Stealth. And I put the condenser on. I really wanted to make sure we got the oh, no, I didn't. I took it off. I went dynamic, but I cranked up the gain to really make sure you could hear the amp nice and loud. So maybe tonight's show, the vocals were a little buried in the mix, but that gave us a good guitar tone night. So I'll send you off with a Big Sugar. Well, it's not a Big Sugar tune originally, but they did a great cover of it. So I'm going to do that for you. And any other questions or comments about booster pedal, or if you have questions about the guitar, I might play around with the toggle on this song, and we'll have some fun here. Here we go. So yeah, put your questions in. I'll respond before we sign off. Thanks.
Something to make us all happy. Do anything, take us out of this blue. Sing a song, play guitar, make us happy. You are the one who can make us all out. By doing this, you back out in tears. Please don't be sad, it was a strange man you had. We wouldn't have known you all these years. Dear Mr. Fantasy, play us a tune, something to make us all happy. Do anything, take us out of this gloom. Sing a song, play guitar, make us happy.
I think I'm gonna have to get myself this booster preamp pedal. I really like. I've been using a clean boost for a long time. I like the tone, but this one's got a little more girth to it. I'm really enjoying it. So, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the show. And over the rock on symbol. I was like, what is that comment there? Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Again, if you have more questions about the booster or you want to try it with your gear, we've got one in stock. So come on by, bring your guitar, plug in, and you can give it a go here at Connors Music. And it's available up on our website as well, as along with this guitar too. So, just not my amp. That's the only part of this that's not for sale today. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in. That's John Connors Live. I'm going to wrap it up because I got a great comment on our YouTube channel that it was very professional to wrap it up with the theme song. So here we go. Thanks again. Have a great night.
If you love music, then do more than just listen. Connors Music.